friends, welcome back to my channel. So this video is going to be all about the hairstyling tips that I think everybody needs to know, whether you've got short hair, long hair, thick hair or fine hair. I feel like these tips are applicable to everyone and everyone can benefit from knowing these. These are all like my tried and tested tips and things that I've picked up over the years. I also want to note this video is in partnership with TRESemmé. I've been working with them a lot over the last year to create a whole range of different styling videos and tutorials, and I really hope that you have enjoyed this content. So let's jump straight into the tips. I want to keep this video nice and short and sweet. So tip number one is, if you want a super sleek and smooth style, don't skip the blow dry. Blow drying, it basically just creates a really nice canvas for styling. It smooths out the hair, smooths out the flyaways, and it just preps the hair basically. I know for me, if I just leave my hair to air dry, it just goes quite frizzy. I have lots of like tiny little hairs that just stick up, lots of little flyaways. It's not super smooth compared to like now. I did blow dry my hair this morning and my hair is like very smooth. There's not really any flyaways and it just sits and looks way better. It looks way more shiny. So blow drying is a really crucial step. So I'll try and leave my hair to air dry until it's like 50% dry. I try not to blow dry my hair when it's like soaking wet. I'll let it air dry for a little bit and then I'll go through with my paddle brush and my hair dryer and basically just go through and smooth out my hair like that. I will often rough dry my hair first, just kind of using my fingers, and then when it's mostly dry I'll go in with a brush, and this helps just to smooth everything out. And then for kind of this top very section of my hair, I will take my round brush and I'll just use my round brush just to smooth my hair out a little bit more and kind of shape my hair around my face. So for this kind of front section, I'll take my round brush, take my hairdryer, obviously I will turn it on, I'm not going to do that right now, I will turn it on, and basically I will just blow dry my hair downwards, creating a little bit of tension on the brush, and that just helps to just smooth everything out. It kind of shapes the hair a little bit around the face, and I feel like it does make a big difference. Tip number two is to go easy on heat styling, and if you do heat style your hair, make sure you use a heat protector spray. Heat styling is very damaging. Heat styling and bleaching are kind of the two most damaging things that you can do to your hair. I do both, but I do take a lot of steps to look after my hair. I do lots of treatments in a salon and at home. I get my hair cut regularly. My stylist kind of takes lots of steps to protect my hair and keep it nice and healthy. So the styling spray that I use is the TRESemmé Thermal Creations Heat Tamer Spray. This is so good. I've used this for like 10-11 years maybe. It's really affordable, it smells amazing, it literally smells like holiday, and it's just a really nice product. So I will spray this throughout my hair. When I section my hair, I'll spray it mostly on the ends. I don't tend to spray the roots just because it can make your hair feel a little bit heavy when you're spraying a lot of product on the roots, so I'll focus more on the ends. When you're using your heat tools as well, try to lower the temperature, especially around your face. Hair around your face, it gets a lot more brittle, it's a bit more fragile, just because you're touching it more, you know, you're brushing it more, you're styling it more, and so reducing the heat around your face does make a big difference just to protect your hair a little bit more. So tip number three is avoid going to bed with wet hair, especially if your hair is on the dry side or on the frizzy side. I know for me, when I go to bed with wet hair, I'll wake up and my hair ends up being like out here, it's super frizzy, all the little bits of hair, they've all been like rubbed up the wrong way, and so my hair just isn't soft and it isn't smooth, and I find that when I style it, it just doesn't really sit properly. So quickly running through with your hairdryer, it takes no time at all, and I feel like it really just smooths everything out and it preps your hair for the next day. And one thing that you can also get is a silk pillow, which I find does help just to reduce frizz. If you do go to bed with wet hair, obviously sometimes you just can't avoid it. I find that silk pillows do help just to stop your hair from kind of being like rubbed the wrong way. Sometimes regular pillows can be a little bit like harsh on your hair, so silk pillows really do help. So tip number four is more of a styling tip. So when you are styling your hair using bobby pins, Hairspray is a really great tool to keep the pins in place. Now what I find is when my hair is like really soft, when it's freshly washed, bobby pins end up just slipping out of my hair and they don't really stay very well. So my solution to that is using Hairspray, and I will just spray the actual bobby pin and I find this acts like a little bit of a glue. It just basically gives the bobby pin a little bit of grip. It keeps it secure in your hair. I'll also will often like crisscross bobby pins if I'm doing like a style at the back, like a half updo, and I find that adding a little bit of hairspray, it just secures everything. It kind of keeps it together, and it's a good little trick if your hair is like really super soft and you're struggling to get like little pins and clips and stuff to stay in place. Tip number 5 is all about creating more volume. Now, backcombing is a really great technique for creating a little bit more oomph and a little bit more volume in your hair. Now, what I will do when my hair is a little bit flat, say if it's freshly washed like it is now, I'll just go in with my comb and just backcomb the very, very roots of my hair and just create a little bit of friction, just gently backcomb, and I find this creates a nice bit of volume. So I'm just going to go in underneath and do a bit more, and then you can just kind of brush out the top, and you can see there's definitely a difference between the two sides. It just creates just a little bit of lift. And what you can also do when you're backcombing is you can take your hairspray, and where you have backcombed, you just spray it with hairspray, and I find that this just, it just gives a little bit more grit if you just hold the hair up like that, and it just creates a little bit of a lift, and you can see it definitely makes a really big difference. So let's even it out, because actually my hair is looking a little bit flat right now, but this is a really great tip, and you can just keep your comb in your handbag, and when you're on the go you can just give your hair a little bit of a refresh by doing the backcombing technique. So tip number 6 is all about creating more volume, and this is a really, really easy one and a very easy way to give your hair a little bit of a refresh. So just flicking your hair over and changing the parting creates a hell of a lot of volume, and it's really, really easy, and I've just created way more volume just like that. I find that when you blow dry your hair, if you blow dry your hair like I do, and you don't really blow dry it into a parting, just blow dry it kind of forwards like that, I find that the hair can just fall however it wants to fall, and that is kind of my, that's kind of my approach when I blow dry my hair, and it just means that I can flick my hair to the side, create a nice little bit of volume, and it's super easy and super quick. Okay, so tip number 7 is to use hairspray to your full advantage. I love the TRESemmé Tres 2 Extra Hold Hairspray. I've been using this for a very, very long time. It's just my trusty hairspray, and you can actually use hairspray in lots of different ways. It's probably the most versatile product that you have. Now, obviously, the typical way that you'd use hairspray is just spray it on your hair and it just sets the style. That's how I use it all the time. Another thing that you can do, especially if you've got a lot of flyaways or like little bits of hairs that are sticking up on the top or around the face, is you can spray hairspray onto your hands, rub your hands together, and basically just smooth down any flyaways or little bits of hair that just isn't really behaving how it should. And you can also do this like around the front if you have a lot of baby hairs like I do. Just with the palm of your hand, this is a nice way of just kind of just taming the hair without spraying hairspray directly onto like the front of your hair, because it can sometimes just make your hair a little bit greasy when you do that. But this is just kind of a little bit of a softer way to do it, and a nice way of controlling your hair, make it nice and smooth. Another thing that you can do is spray hairspray onto the tips of your fingers, and to create volume, just push up the hair underneath, and if you just hold it for a second, this really helps to create a nice bit of lift. You can see that my hair is like a lot more lifted, there's a bit more oomph, and this is a great tip if your hair is freshly washed and it just doesn't have much grit and it just isn't really staying. This really helps just to give you a little bit more volume, and just keeps everything up and nice and voluminous, basically. Another thing that you can do again is spray it onto your hands and basically just run through your hair just to define the curls a little bit, and help to keep your hair in place. And another thing that you can do is what I mentioned earlier. If you put any clips in your hair or any bobby pins, we just spray the clips or pins with hairspray. This helps just to kind of secure the pins. It means that they won't fall out, and this is like my tried and tested method of making sure that like when I do like a half up, half down, it basically just stays in place all day and I don't have to mess with it. You want to find a hairspray that's not crispy or tacky or sticky. I love this one, like we buy it all the time. I like that it's in such a big canister because we absolutely fly through hairspray in our house. But this one is just really, really great. I find that it offers a really nice hold without being sticky, and it brushes out really well as well. So my final tip is for kind of preserving any style that you create. My tip is to sleep with your hair in a ponytail. I really like these rubber elastics. I find that they don't leave a kink in my hair. And when I go to sleep, I will basically put my hair in a ponytail, secure my hair with my rubber hairband, and then when my head is on the pillow, I will just make sure that my my ponytail is kind of propped up on my pillow. Kind of hard to do a demo because I'm not in bed right now, but basically this just means that this kind of bottom section of my hair, where all the curls are, it means that I'm not really rolling around on them, and they don't get super messy. I find that I wake up the next day and my hair is pretty much intact. It means that I don't have to heat style my hair every day. It just kind of keeps everything in place, and it means that sometimes I can go for like 3 or 4 days without washing my hair and my curls will basically stay from day one, which is great. So that concludes my styling tips that everyone should know. I really hope you found this useful, and hopefully you've learned something, and these are tips that you can implement. And if you already do any of these things, then let me know in the comment box down below. If you've got anything to add as well, I'm always open to more tips, especially when it comes to hair and beauty. I will leave a link in the description box to the TRESemmé Tres2 hairspray and the heat protection spray that I mentioned. These are both such great products. You really can't go wrong. They're super affordable and just really great products, and they just do the job really, really well. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in my next video next week. Bye!